Welcome, and let's talk about the ISAT. For starters, the ISAT is mainly used for international students applying for medicine, dentistry, or vet science at top medical universities in Australia like Monash and University of Queensland. Ideally, you would want to score above 180 to be competitive for the most selective programs. At ICON Plus, we're proud that over 99% of students are in the 90th percentile, making them eligible for top medical institutions. So, what's on the test? Well, the ISAT is a 3-hour computer-based test and contains 2 components, critical reasoning and quantitative reasoning. There are 100 multiple-choice questions on the test, and you may only sit for it once a year. You'll be assessed on your ability to analyze, evaluate, and extend ideas in the humanities and social sciences, and to draw conclusions, make decisions, and solve problems in math and the sciences. Guiding you through the solutions is Lynn. She's a graduate of Yale NUS College and is a highly proficient test taker. Lynn has obtained perfect scores in the ISAT, SAT Math, and PTE. Additionally, she has scored in the 99th percentile for the SAT and UCAT. Basically, you're in great hands. Now that you're more familiar with the format, let's get you acquainted with some sample questions. Before we begin, you may want to have pen and paper ready. In a moment, questions will pop up, and you are encouraged to try them out as we go along. Pause the video when you are attempting the question, and resume when you are done. Our expert coaches will then follow up with the solution. Are you ready for question 1?
While the content of the paragraph is scientific, the question is actually testing your comprehension of how ideas are expressed and connected through the successive figurative expressions. The first analogy is located in the third sentence of the paragraph. Like ornate sandcastles on the beach, without active maintenance, these structures and behaviors would, in the long run, be washed away by successive tides of genetic mutation. All 4 answer choices mentioned are the sandcastles or ocean waves, so it is a matter of identifying what exactly sandcastles and ocean waves are referring to. In this sentence, sandcastles is an analogy for these structures and behaviors, which in turn refers to the complex features from the previous sentence. This alone helps us eliminate A and B, since the structures or complex features are observed in living organisms, but they are not referring to the organisms or the life forms themselves. Option D, biological structures, looks okay so far. The second half of the sentence explicitly says successive tides of genetic mutation, so C also looks good. The second analogy is in the following sentence. Existing features form a scaffold to build something new. Here we have a direct comparison between existing features and scaffold, which draw us more to C, which says existing structural features, rather than D, functional features, as the more likely answer. To verify our answer, let us look at the final analogy. As in renovating one's house while living in it, the extent of this remodeling is limited by requirements of daily life. A toilet or kitchen, once installed, receives daily use and is not readily altered. These 2 sentences highlight the fact that the renovating and remodeling is limited, and the features cannot be readily altered, which confirms that D, which says actively maintained, is incorrect. Therefore, the correct answer is C. For this question, it is important not to get confused by all the numerous percentages. One useful way to organize all of this information is to draw a probability table. Since 10,000 women were tested, and we are assuming that 1% of them have breast cancer, this means that 100 of the women have breast cancer, and the remaining 9,900 do not have cancer. Among the 100 women with breast cancer, we are told that 80%, which means 80 women, will test positive. So the remaining 20 will test negative. In the 9,900 women with no cancer, 98% will test negative, which means that 2% will test positive. This gives us 198 positive results and 9,702 negative results. The question is asking for false positives and true positives. The false positive refers to those who test positive despite not having cancer, so that is 198. True positive refers to those who test positive and do have cancer, which is 80. The correct answer is therefore option C.
How did you fare? And no worries if you weren't quite there. To best gauge your performance, we encourage you to sit for a diagnostic test. Lucky for you, ICON Plus administers free diagnostic tests and you can register for it directly on our website. With over 20 years of experience coaching students, ICON Plus is the go-to center for all your test prep needs. Our expert coaches hail from leading institutions and our resources are unparalleled. Come chat with your consultants about how we can best support your learning goals. We look forward to meeting you and all the best as you take your first step to success.